Alright, back in the garage. We're gonna put this motor together. Jesse's gonna go work on the Honda Fit a little bit more. Get some heater hoses put on, some radiator hoses put on the AE80 6000 thing. But Caleb's K24A 87.5, 13-1. It's a CP piston BC rod, I think. But got oil chain, ported pump. Got to get all these parts cleaned up. Get the windage tray put back on. And hopefully we can possibly get some time today to maybe put this Quake sequential trans back together. But yeah, so let's get going on this, and maybe we'll go out and see what Jesse's doing out here in a bit. Oh yeah, real quick too. I've seen this a lot actually. So anytime you do one of these Type S pumps, and you delete the factory pump with the balancer shafts and everything, there's a hole here. A lot of people end up leaving this open. You need to plug this hole. Make sure you plug the hole. If you do not plug the hole at that point, there is pressure behind this, so you'll have low oil pressure, and this pump will be screaming, trying to make pressure, trying to compensate, and of course it can't. So, plug the hole. Grab some tools real quick. My plug choice, of course, is an Allen. The Allen actually fits really well in the windage tray. I'll show you here in a second. I like to throw a little bit of silicone on it. The plug that's used, or in this case the bolt that is used, it's a standard 8 by 1.25 thread pitch. So, now let's put the windage tray on. Then I'll show you why I like to use the Allen. So once you get the tray on, the Allen bolt fits perfect. You don't have to modify the windage tray or anything. Pump's not even modified at the base of the pump. You have to find somebody to machine, or in this case, somebody looks like took an angle grinder to it. But the bottom of the pump needs modified to clear the main bridge on this particular engine. Alright, pump's on, windage tray's on. Let's, as soon as I can find the crank bolt. Of course it already has one on it, still fits. I like to rotate the motor over just to verify that there's plenty of clearance between the rod and the tray. I've had it a couple times where I've had to shim the tray so the tray doesn't hit the rod bolts. But this one looks good. Alright, let's clean up this pan, then we can get the pan thrown on. It's back in the chemical cabinet. Up top. Yeah, it was like right there. I like to take a razor blade, try to get as much of the silicone off as I can to start with. Then once the silicone's off, I like to grab a drill with a simple wire wheel on it, just to finish cleaning everything up. I probably could get away with not spending so much time on it, but My OCD says that I've got to get all this off, make a nice clean seal. Let's see, where can we put you guys? I like it. Picasso, I like it. All right, got most of it off. Nope, missed a spot. Okay, now we've got all of it. Let's get this rinsed off. Get some silicone. Good to go. Head over to the parts washer. All right, we got a clean pan. This the bottom of this thing ended up being pretty dented up, so I tried to flatten it back out as much as I can. Let's give it a final wipe out here. Clean the flange real good. Let's hit the flange on the engine. Don't like that. Let that razor blade go. See if we can't clean that up just a little bit more. Without getting any drop down into the motor. Oh yeah, there's a lot on there. Alright. Better. Definitely better. Alright. Before we get the pan back on, jeez, camera's filthy. See my ugly mug.
Nope. Because I know that on the pants it's done on the car and so just don't mount the radiator because it's still going to run the power wires possibly behind it. Yes. Okay. Temper.
Alright. I also like to use a little bit of modeling clay. I like to use this quite a bit on as much as I can anytime that I do build an engine. But grab a real small piece of clay, put it on the highest point, which in this case is going to be right here on the actual oil pickup. And want to verify and make sure that when we put this pan on, there's plenty of clearance between the bottom of the pan and the oil pickup. So put the pickup on. Alright, we're lined up good on both sides. Make sure that's pressed all the way down. Yep, looks good. Oh, let's pull the pan straight up and off. Right, and if you look here, ooh, that is too close for my liking. I don't know if you can see it on video, but this pan is still got a decent bow to it. Let me put it back in the press again. See if I can't get this pan a little bit more flat. Definitely don't like that that clearance between the pickup and the pan itself. Honestly, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. This is technically angled, so it's going to suck oil through the side. But I definitely want a little bit more clearance here. Yeah, let me try to press that out a little bit more. Almost forgot you guys. Alright, this is my preferred method here. Use the actual cheap central machinery 12 ton. This is definitely overkill, but I definitely do not like seeing a bunch of like hammer marks on the bottom of the pan, but we get this lined up. Currently just have a plate at the bottom, just something flat for this to press up against. Find a bunch of stuff we can stack up here, and let's get pressing. See how much we can get this to move. It's lined up just a little better. All right. Definitely moved quite a bit. And it's got some good spring back though. Let's try to shift this down. Let's put this back over this direction. See if we can get this spun around here. Really hard to hold the camera and work a press at the same time. That's centered. Centered. Yeah, I definitely like that a lot better. Let's check our clearance now. We'll use the same piece of clay, just fold it over itself. Put it back on the oil pickup. And let's try again. There's a stud, there's another stud. Sure, clearance is good. Alright. Let's pull it back off. In this case, we'll carefully pull it back off. Oh yeah, that is way better. Perfect. Yeah, that is definitely better. Throw this back in here, maybe for next time. See how long that one lasts, but... Alright, let's silicone this thing up. Alright, luckily, customer purchased some Honda Bond. For some reason, my local Honda dealership is completely out of Honda Bond. Honda Bond and the high temp urea grease. I've been needing Honda Bond and that grease for quite a while. Currently say it's on back order with no ETA, which is kind of scary. Actually, what is your thoughts on, if you want to leave a comment below, oil pan gaskets? Honda Bond, Honda Bond HT, Ultra Flange, Ultra Flange 2. What is your preference for silicone on an oil pan? I normally just use Honda Bond HT. HT is the high temp stuff. Never really had any issues. Honda says that you can use just about anything. Like, the list is pretty crazy. They literally will list like all of their silicones, which is a little odd, but I wish they would be kind of more specific. Or I wish they would list actually what each silicone is normally used for. Obviously Ultra Flange is for a flange. This is a flange. Why isn't it being, you know, solely recommended for this application? Throw a good layer on here. I like to give it a quick little smear. Make sure it lays down good on the actual flange of the pan. Also, do you guys prefer putting it on the pan or on the flange? I normally just put it on the pan. Actually, you know what I didn't just think of? We don't have a timing cover, which is fine. We can definitely put the pan back on, but what that's going to mean is that now means that we put silicone on this front section. It's not going to have a cover to go against, so I'll have to wipe all that silicone off. Probably all of this. No big deal. Cool, let's get this thing thrown on. Alright. And here's the next fun part. Trying to find all the freaking hardware. One more. Ta-da! Oh. Just gonna send it. I missed one. Alright, hands on. I like to go around the outside, make sure we've got some real good, consistent silicone coming out. All looks good. Oh my goodness, it's Maddie. Maddie, we're making videos! We're gonna go on YouTube! Maddie got home from school. Hi, Maddie! And there goes Maddie. Alright, while we're here, let's throw the rear main seal off. Alright, my question is, why do I have two rear main seals for this? And they're both different diameters. This is why you keep the packaging, people. If you know me, you know I'm horrible about that. As soon as I get something, it's out of the box. Out of the box, and the box is in the trash. Alright, that is the correct one. Let's get something to tap that in there. Every once in a while you can get away with pushing on them. Definitely want to make sure that it's firm. I've had a lot of issues with Velcro gaskets where the rear main seal almost just falls on. Yeah, that's not how that works. Definitely need to tap it on. Making a mess everywhere. Alright. We're gonna take a break real quick from assembling that trans. Jesus, I need a hair's cut. Jesse's out here knocking out a bunch of stuff on the fit. Go check out what he's got going.
So we attached the clutch line, then found out it was leaking over here, so we just tightened that up. We're gonna bleed it real quick, make sure we have a pedal, and we got some brand new heater hoses on. They look like they fit just like the actual fit hoses did. I gotta run the clamps back on that end, but and that one.
I took the factory location and everything.
I took a few brackets off that were back here that looked like dead weight, like they were probably for the 10th gen Civic, not for the Fit.
Probably.
So
on the very back?
Yes, they're in the box over here. If we need them, we can readdress it later, but for now, they're off and out of the way.
Okay, so we need to bleed it.
Yep.
Okay. You wanna...
I'll run the bleeder if you want to pump.
Cool. Sounds good. Alright. We also got the upper and lower radiator hoses put back on this. I'd like to figure out some different brackets here. The brackets that somebody had on here were kind of ghetto. I don't really like the look of them. I mean, they're functional, but they just don't look great.
That's what this was. This was one of the ones that held, I think this held
upper hose,
the upper hose
of the throttle body
off of, because it needs to go under the intake, but we need to keep it out of the belt.
Yeah, so we definitely need to figure something out. And that, man, the lower hose, the clamp is currently in the fan clutch. We're gonna have to. There's lots of room here, though. We just need to build a bracket.
There's tons of space. We just need to build something for it.
I almost want to build it to the radiator itself. If we can build to the radiator, then it'll hold and give us a ton of clearance here.
I was playing with fitment over here. I don't know if that hose. I feel like the hose was better under the AC lines rather than over it.
Yeah, I agree.
But
yeah, it definitely, because there's a bunch of room here. I think that would be too tight if it was above.
Yeah, it was sitting on top of them. So.
But yeah, we could definitely.
And we have
build a bracket for this.
Yeah, we have spots we can.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different options here. I mean, we could almost just do the same.
Just
up here.
The same concept, just something a little nicer.
Yeah.
A little more functional.
I guess what we need to do as well is get an intake on it. Once the intake's on it, then we can see kind of placement here.
Yes.
I mean, this works. I'm not a huge fan of it, but
It's not terrible.
it's
but
not.
it's
It works. It gets the job done.
It's functional.
Yeah. I mean, well, we need to figure out. Let me figure out this wiring. Once I figure out the wiring,
Yeah, that's why these aren't on.
then we can run the
can
wiring
tuck
back behind here if
tuck
we want to.
this.
Then we can officially mount this. Then once we mount
Bring the
this,
wiring back out over here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully soon we can get this thing up and running. Well, I don't know if this is going to make it into the video or not, but your boy over here forgot to put the old chain and tensioner on before some idiot put the pan on. So I pulled the pan back off real quick, putting the chain and tensioner, everything on. Of course. Tried to shortcut it, and this is what I get. Gosh dang it, Brian. It's like I've never worked on a K-Series before. Alright, well, back a couple steps, but got the chain, gear, tensioner on. Whew, Rona. Let's clean up the silicone, put some more silicone on it, and then we can put the pan back on again. Wait a second. This is a trap. I can feel it. What we should do before we do that. Customer has Circuit Hero chain guide guard, whatever you want to call it. I actually really like these. Everything's upside down and I don't know how to do it. Alright. Ahead. Can you all even see that? Aha. How about that? Ooh, that's a tight fit. And that's what they said. Make it easier once you get the cylinder head back from the machine shop. Go in there. Means. Give it a little. Alright, now we're ready to put the pan back on. We'll be all back up here. Make sure y'all can shade. Ah, shine. Trying to shine. See you later, chain. Silicone, where the silicone go? All right. This should still be tacky. Perfect. Let's get this smeared around. Still tacky. You shouldn't have to completely remove it. Alright. Take 932. Take that. Saw those. A little break, just a little spritz. You see some right here if you need some. Yep. I just talking to the homies on the interwebs.
Oh shit. What you talking about?
How I messed up. I forgot the chain.
Oh,
You know, it's my first time apparently.
We'll get it right on the second time. I got faith in you.
I hope. Where did all my bolts go? Not for real though. That'll work. Alright, check to make sure. Look good, look good. Looking good in the hood. Dang it. Got silicone all over the pants. Get off. Alright, shooting mins. Alright. While this is still wet, let me fix my oops. Get all this silicone off of here until we get a timing cover on. Alright. Got all that pulled off of there. Nice and clean. We are ready to go. Alright, I think that's all we're gonna do currently on this thing today. Waiting on the cylinder head. Waiting on the head gasket too. Again, another one of those things that Honda says, oh yeah, it's 3 to 5 days out. Means it's probably coming out of Ohio. But normally Honda has them in stock. That's kind of slightly concerning. This crap's getting harder and harder to find. Alright, let's get this whole area cleaned up and put some tools away and start prepping for sequential trans.